Hi, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for being here this evening. I just uploaded a copy of the agenda to chat for anyone that wants to follow along. But otherwise, we have a pretty short agenda tonight. No zoning items to discuss, and nothing else, as far as we're aware, requiring a vote, unless there are any motions put onto the floor. So, should have a pretty quick meeting this evening and have some updates we certainly want to share with everyone. First and foremost, if you've never joined us for one of our virtual meetings before, we just ask that you stay muted unless you're presenting or asking a question, just so we can avoid feedback for anyone that is speaking. Otherwise, we'll move on. Our treasurer, Dan, is not able to join us tonight. He did have a conflict, so we won't do our treasurer's report this evening. However, Dan will be able to go over that next month along with next month's report if there are any questions. And of course, you'll be able to access the treasurer's report from our website along with the meeting minutes after the meeting. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. And otherwise, of course, Dan will give an update on the treasurer's report next month. Otherwise, let's move on here. I'm going to share the biggest news of the evening, which will probably have some questions from folks. Excited to share. So, with the bylaws changes that were presented at the February meeting and that were all voted into place in the March meeting, that means some changes to our structures as well. So, moving forward, beginning this month, we will actually have a membership management system now. Members will be able to self manage their subscriptions. You'll be able to determine if you'd like to do automatic renewal each year or if you'd like to do that yourself manually. Totally up to you. And also, memberships will no longer always run from January through the end of December. Now, your membership will be based upon when you actually sign up originally or when you renew from a previously expired membership. So, if you're currently renewed and you signed up before the 1st of April, then yes, your membership is going to end at the end of this year. And if you renew it on time, you'll still be on the same cycle. But otherwise, going forward, it doesn't matter what time of year you sign up, you'll be renewing 1 year from that date each year. So hopefully that'll make it a little easier for folks to manage. Everyone will have the ability to log into the membership management system. You will be getting more information about that in your email from us as that system kind of gets put into place. You'll be able to access the member directory so we can see easily who members are currently and all of that. So excited about that. I know the system's not live yet, and if you are a member, you would have gotten the notice that this is coming. Any immediate questions from anyone? I know you're still kind of waiting for more information, but if there's any immediate questions, be happy to go over anything that we can. Okay, we will stay tuned. I'm sure there will be questions as the system actually gets put into place. But for now, just looking forward to a system that we hope is going to be easy for everyone to use. All right, let's move on here. I'm jumping off the agenda a little bit here. I just want to check in. The applications for the scholarship have now closed, so the scholarship committee is in the process of reviewing those applications. Lauren, anything you want to share on that process and how it's going, or when we believe we will have selected this year's winner?
Yeah, just the goal is to have applications graded by around the 15th, and then we'll start some conversations about the winner. So definitely by the end of April, we should have that ready to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And if you participated in the crowdfunding or the raffles, those winners were automatically selected by the system. So I believe all of the winners have received their prizes now. And we appreciate everyone for participating in those efforts to boost the scholarship funding for the year. Okay, let's touch on Founders Day. So, if you've been to any of our previous meetings in the last few months, you know that we are celebrating Merion Village Association 39th anniversary and Founders Day this year with a community market. So, we're partnering with the Century, which is the event space at the corner of Moeller and 4th, previously known as the Bake Me Happy building. The folks who remodeled that building and turned it into an event space are partnering with us for this. So, we will have an indoor market that day with artists and makers who are local here to the South Side or who are already very active in existing South Side markets. So really excited about that. There are a couple of spaces left. We're going to take applications probably through the end of this week. If there's any last minute hope to get in there, if you've got some items you'd like to be selling, if you're a maker or a baker or just someone with physical items to sell, or you know someone here on the South Side that makes that category, we do have a couple spaces left that we'd certainly love to make available to any folks that would like to fill them, just so we can have an even more variety in our market. The part of the market coming up is so it is on Sunday, April 21st. The actual market itself will run from 12 to 4 p.m. And of course, as usual, since we are a volunteer organization, we will need lots of volunteers to make sure that this event is very successful and hopefully is going to be successful for years to come. We are looking for support in the morning for general setup. That's going to involve some, manual labor, carrying of tables and chairs, helping vendors to unload their vehicles so that we can get everyone into place. So we do really need some support for the morning, and then of course the evening as well when the market ends at 4. Same kind of work, carrying down tables and chairs, carrying them back to the info center just across the street, helping vendors get reloaded, things like that. Let me post a link here to chat. We've got a little vendor, or I'm sorry, a volunteer sign up sheet. You will be familiar with this system if you have volunteered for the festival in the past. So, pretty easy to use, just gives everybody a chance to see where we need that support and sign up. We do hope you can join us for that. It's going to be a great day, and we're just looking forward to launching a new event and hoping it goes well for everyone involved. We'll have some other items going on during Founders Day as well. Over at the actual info center just across the street, we will have a champagne toast to the 39 years for the Merion Village Association. We'll be doing rock painting again this year. That's a family-friendly event, so everybody can come over and paint a rock and then find it hiding in one of our local parks in the future. We will also have information about Marion Village Association and the Century over at the actual market. And we will have 2 food trucks. So Explorers Club and Paddy Wagon will both be joining us over at the Century. There's a space kind of right out the back, and we'll have some nice food trucks and hopefully beautiful weather and some spaces to eat. So it's going to be a really fun day. Lots going on. Again, event for the whole family, and we hope everyone will join us. Anyone have any questions about Founders Day since this is a new one? Okay. All right, we're going to move into committee updates. Nothing to share on beautification. If somebody is interested in a project, let us know. We'd love to get that reignited. I'm going to turn the floor over to Tate. Tate, I see you put a notice here in chat. Do you just want to touch on? Oh, no, I see a note from Zach to Tate. So I just want to look here.
Yes.
Go for it, Tate.
Yeah, I thought I'd address it in my update here. So, yes, and actually, and Jess actually sent me an article about this earlier this week as well. So there are some zoning changes and some feedback that the city is reviewing. Again, this is still like how I mentioned the last couple of months. They still haven't touched neighborhoods as of right now. Like that's still going to be, I believe, in next year is the plan. What I can do is I can do some research on giving some feedback because right now they're doing a lot of the business and a lot of the stuff relating to Coda and those lines. Um, and if you guys have any feedback or any concerns or questions about that, that's what they're kind of focusing on right now. And I can certainly give you guys some resources on how to um, get that feedback to over to city council. I'm really focused on giving updates once that they kind of target and look at neighborhoods because that's really going to impact not only the way we do business here in MVA, but also it'll probably impact citywide on how the zoning process works. Zach, did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll definitely review and dig in. I just wasn't sure if you had anything specific. Good to know neighborhoods are next year.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach. That and other than that, I don't think I have any other updates, Jess.
Thanks so much. One thing we will note, if you haven't been here for the recent discussions with the bylaws changes, one of the changes that was proposed specifically related to the waiting period that is required to vote. I bring that up now because the waiting period has been reduced from 21 days to 7 days. So when we receive notifications that a zoning item will be on our agenda, Tate gets those notices distributed to the surrounding neighbors, typically 10 to 14 days prior to our meeting where they're reviewed. And so that does give folks who maybe didn't even know the Marion Village Association existed an opportunity to get some information about us, hear about the item coming up to their area, and they do still have time to register and participate in the vote if that's something they'd like to do. So for years we heard that that was a concern that neighbors had, that they didn't even know about the association until they got a notice on their door, and by that time it was too late for them to feel like they could have a meaningful impact and vote on those discussions. So we do hope that that change will be helpful. Everyone was supportive of that, and we hope that it's a positive change, but wanted to make sure I made note of that for anyone who has not been present in the last few meetings. Lauren, is Mike with you? Mike, do you want to share the next date for a social?
Yeah, we're bringing back the social, and we're going to be on Tuesday, April 16th at 6 p.m. at Red Brick.
Perfect. You said 6
And
p.m., right?
yeah, 6 p.m. We're going to try a Tuesday and see how that works with people. I think we were finding Thursdays ended up being busy with other happy hours and things. So we'll change it up here and adjust throughout the summer as need be.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thank you.
So we got our first social coming up of the year. Good way to ring in spring and see everyone in person and remember what everybody looks like. So looking forward to that. Let's see here. We don't have any commissioners with us this evening, I don't believe. So nothing from, and we haven't received any Southside Area Commission updates. So nothing to share on that front. Keep reaching out to them to see if there is someone that can attend our meetings, even if periodically, to share those updates, but nothing to share this yet. Let's see here. Let's check in on some of our upcoming events. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit just to touch on these a little more. We have formed and started meeting for the garden tour and for the festival planning. So both of those are underway. We do still need volunteers for both. For the garden tour, we specifically need volunteers to help with either, actually for both the garden tour and the festival, we need volunteers who might be interested in helping to coordinate activities for kids during those events. Figuring out what kind of activities might be best, where they should be hosted, maybe if there are any opportunities for grants or funding for those. But if you're kind of passionate about getting kids involved in our events, we'd love to have you volunteer for one or both the festival and garden tour planning, so we can make sure that we're doing things for kids those days as well. Also, for the garden tour, if you are interested in helping us with business outreach, so reaching out to our local businesses to see if they are interested in joining the association as a member, and therefore having their information in our garden tour brochure as an ad, that's something we always need a lot of help with for the garden tour. That's always a really big need. So if you're really passionate about reaching out to businesses, connecting, and kind of being a liaison, we would love to hear from you and have some help with that effort. It's always really, really helpful to do that. We have a similar need for the festival. It's a little bit of a wider reach, but we typically need a lot of help when coordinating donations for the silent auction. We're not in the heavy throes of that yet. A lot of that doesn't happen until, maybe a month or so from now, getting closer to the event, because a lot of businesses don't like to donate too early. But again, if you're interested in helping contact businesses that might be able to donate to the silent auction, we would certainly appreciate your help. I love all of that. So to make it easy, if you ever want to volunteer for anything for the association, you can just email us at volunteer@merionvillage.org, no matter what the need is, and we'll get you to the right place. Looking for volunteers, would appreciate your help, and thank you all in advance for that. Zach has the thumbs up because Zach helps coordinate all our volunteers, and so he agrees with me. All right, let me just run through some of our upcoming activities. So we've got, of course, the Founders Day celebration, which is Sunday, April 21st. That's from 12 to 4 p.m., primarily at the Century, where the market will be held, and then also just across the street at the Merion Village Info Center. So come see us there. There'll be lots to do, and we're excited to see everyone. The Southside Area Commission has their monthly meeting on Tuesday, April 23rd, starting at 6:30 p.m., and they meet at the Barrack Recreation Center. Our next monthly meeting, of course, is is Wednesday, May 1st at 7 p.m. here on Zoom. We have our spring yard sale on Saturday, May 4th. The yard sale itself runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. throughout Merion Village. You can sign up for that now. Just go to our website if you want to get yourself registered for a Merion Village home or business that wants to hold a sale that day. We are taking those applications through. Let me get the date for everyone here. Applications do close Thursday, the 25th. So you've got just about 3 more weeks to get signed up if you want to do that, and be listed on the community map this year. Immediately following the sale, we will be down at the info center doing a drive for Goodwill. So spring cleaning, bring it on down. We've got lists of what is accepted and what is not accepted on our website. We cannot take TVs or computer monitors, baby furniture, any furniture really. And items should not be broken and should be usable. But we will also be able to take e-waste. So double check the lists on the website to see if your donations meet those guidelines and bring them on down after the yard sale. All right. And of course, we have the garden tour. This will be our 25th annual garden tour on Sunday, July 14th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We are still working on getting gardens registered, so the application is open if you'd like to potentially have your garden featured this year. We're certainly excited to see some new faces and as well as some returning gardens. And then, of course, like I said, we are always looking for volunteers to help with that if you're interested. Last but not least, we have the festival on Sunday, August 25th from 12 to 6 p.m. at Moeller Park. You'll be hearing more about that in the coming months, of course. But again, we will need tons of volunteers on the day of that event, as it is our biggest event of the year and does require a lot of hands to make it happen. So if you're interested in helping to plan now, just reach out to us. Otherwise, be on the lookout for those volunteer signups here in a few months. Let's see here. And we're also we've opened vendor applications for the festival as well. So if you or someone you're interested in, someone you know is interested in being a vendor, you can certainly apply now. Our food truck spots have already been filled. Very excited that the 5 food trucks we had last year will be returning. And can't wait. Let's see here. That's all I've got on our actual list for upcoming events. As I mentioned, it is quite a short agenda this month. Is there anyone that would like to share anything, any questions, any comments? We like to open the floor here at the end just to hear from folks. I see a couple of newer names, so if anybody just wants to introduce themselves or just say hello, please feel free. Going once, twice. Okay, folks. Well, that was a very short meeting, but I appreciate everyone for being here. Hope you got some good information. We do hope to see you next month. If you are not already a member, please do sign up. We will be starting the conversion process to our membership software here very, very soon. So really excited to get everybody onboarded. And otherwise, just looking forward to our very busy event season, which is starting in just a couple of weeks with Founders Day. So hope to see everyone there. Anytime you need anything, just reach out to us. MerionVillage.org, and we appreciate you being here tonight. I think that's it. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thanks, Jess. Bye.